young kid, Lima senior Sarethia Henderson hated running. In fact, she hated it so much she almost never ran for the Spartans. But now Henderson is running her way to college and on a full-ride scholarship. The senior Spartan, who is headed to state this weekend, is also our latest and final Scholar Athlete of the Week.
The McDonald's Scholar Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Jerry Lewis McDonald's Restaurants in Lima, Delphus, Van Wert, Beaver Dam, Bluffton, Cary, Upper Sandusky, Ada, Ottawa, and Hicksville.
Since her freshman year in high school, Sarethia Henderson has made a trip to Columbus for the state meet.
She's been the mark. You know, a lot of girls will see her, a lot of boys even will see her and understand the level of success that they will want to have for themselves. They've been able to see her. She's been pretty consistent as a track athlete and just be an on-the-track leader for us and an extension of us as coaches.
This year, the senior sprinter will be running in Columbus once again, but is also running down her dream of going to college. Henderson committing to Youngstown State to be a Penguin.
Sue is a student who does not stop. So if it's not perfect, she will do it over. She will keep trying. She will do it again and again and again. She does not accept anything less than perfect.
And it wasn't just her legs that got her to college. Henderson is also highly active in her community, involved in multiple clubs, and is always motivating others.
I actually really enjoy being involved in my school as well as my community, especially with my church, Cornerstone Harvest Church. We do a lot with the kids, just being a good example and a good role model for them. Just want to lead by example, a good example, some footsteps that they could possibly follow in the future.
Anytime we have a student, whether they're from Lima Senior or any other high school, that can exhibit the personalities that Sue has, someone who is strong, who is loyal, who's dedicated, who's a leader, who's compassionate, I think those are the kinds of students we want to expose all of our kids to.
Sarethia Henderson, your latest McDonald's Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Another Lima athlete making her way to state this weekend is Emily Shreenan. The LCC senior will make her 4th straight appearance at Jesse Owens Memorial Stadium. The T-Bird is an 8-time state qualifier in track and field and will be competing in both the 16 and 3200 meter runs once again. As a freshman, Shreenan went 5th in the mile and 6th in the 2 mile. Her sophomore season saw 5th place finishes in both events, and as a junior, she climbed to the bronze position in the 1600 while finishing 10th in the 3200. Now that it's her final year before running at the University of Dayton, Shreenan is focused on ending her high school career with a bang.
I think I'm seated 2nd in the mile, so I'd like to take state runner-up or state champion if I could, and definitely the last 2 years I've run about the same time at the state meet, so I'd like to PR this year. I'd like to run under 5 in the 16 and just PR in the 32, so run super good races and hopefully make podium in both.
And what a wild way for the Wapakoneta baseball team to punch their tickets to the state tournament. The Redskins had to postpone their regional final 2 days and play on a Sunday to avoid graduation conflicts. Wapak rallied from an early 2-0 hole, only to give up a 2-run lead in the bottom of the final inning and go to extras. They then scored 6 runs in the 8th on 5 bases loaded walks and an infield single. Senior pitcher Manny Voorhees closed it out in his first appearance since aggravating a shoulder injury in districts. Skin skipper Jason Brandt says that's just one example of how this team has battled adversity to become the school's 2nd ever state baseball qualifier.
This group of guys is a totally different group than we went with in 012. We had to battle. We didn't have our 1 or our 2. Manny was able to give us an inning or 2 today, but just a great group of guys. A lot of guys battled throughout, just played great baseball, and you know it's so much fun right now for these guys. They don't even know what's in store yet.
Being with these guys one more week, practicing with them one more week. You know, I'm going to college to play baseball, but I don't think there's ever going to be a brotherhood and the closeness of this team ever. I don't think there will ever be a team I'll ever be a part of like this one.
The Redskins play Friday against Circleville. When we come back, we go to the majors, plus a quick trip to Idaho to see the Racers in the NAIA World Series right after this quick timeout. Welcome back. After suffering a loss in their first ever game in the NAIA World Series, the UNOH baseball team is going to have to battle back from the losers bracket. The Racers facing Antelope Valley. They start out with a strikeout from Versailles grad Brett McEldowney. UNOH also scores a run in the first, but the California Ball Club erupts. This one's a grand slam. Antelope Valley driving in 9 runs in 3 innings and 5 in the 7th. UNOH falls 15-4, ending their postseason. Big league ball, the Indians taking on the White Sox for the first time this season. Bottom of the 5th, 2 outs in the bases loaded for Edwin Encarnacion. He skies one out to shallow right field, and that ball could be trouble. 3 White Sox try to get to it, but no one's able to come up with the final out. Greg Allen, Francisco Lindor, and Michael Brantley score. The Indians tie the game at 5 apiece. They lead 8-5 in the bottom of the 7th, and Encarnacion flexes his muscles once more. That's his 243rd home run since 2012, which is the most in the majors. The Indians come back again, beating the White Sox 9-6. As for the Reds, they head out west to take on the Diamondbacks. Top of the 2nd, Cincinnati striking first. Adam Duvall hits a liner in the gap, driving in Scooter Gennett from second. The Reds take the early 1-0 lead. In the top of the 5th, they trail by 4, and Duvall takes care of business once again. A sharp line drive to center field will do the trick. A bases clearing double brings in Joey Votto, Eugenio Suarez, and a hustling Scott Schebler. Reds only down by 1, but the Diamondbacks always had an answer. Chris Owings does the damage in this at-bat, and that's a 3-run shot for the home team. The Reds fall 12-5. The Tigers starting their series with the Angels today. 3rd inning, bases juiced, and good night, Dave. James McCann taking out some aggression on the 2-0 pitch, exiting Comerica in a hurry. The grand slam puts the Tigers up 5-0. And in the bottom of the 7th, Leonis Martin adds some insurance. A deep shot to right just clears the wall. A kid in an Angels hat and Tigers shirt makes the catch. Talk about an awkward lunch. The Tigers go on to win 9-3. And Stuart, we're going to have a rematch between the Cavs and the Warriors. The Warriors ended up beating the Rockets tonight. Game 1 is May 31st.
All right. Thanks, John. We'll wrap things up after this.